The way your head is laying on my chest. How you love the things I hate about myself. And no one knows, but with you I see hope again. Oh, I'm a mess when I overthink the little things in my head. You seem to always help me catch my breath, but when I lose it again, when I don't get you, that's the end. And why do I get so nervous when I look into your eyes? Butterflies, heart stopping for you.
Hello everyone, I'm Reverend Ryan McCollum, and I'd like to extend a warm welcome, despite the weather, to all of you as we gather to unite Anthony and Caitlin in marriage. Before we get started, though, I would like to remind you to turn off your cell phones and refrain from taking photos so that the sanctity of the moment can be upheld, and then please take your seats. To find inspiration for life, love, and happiness, all we need do is look around us. For thousands of years, we humans have looked up at the stars, at the natural world we live in, and more recently, even down into the tiniest of particles. And astrophysicists once commented that the problem, often not discovered until later in life, is that when you look for things like love, meaning, and motivation, it implies that they're sitting behind a tree or under a rock. The most successful people recognize, however, that in life they create their own love. They manufacture their own meaning, and they generate their own motivation. These two have created the love between them, and it's an ongoing creation. For although love often begins as an emotional experience, a lasting love comes from a decision to commit to one another. Real love is a choice. It's a choice to nurture, to share, and to act in respectful, caring ways towards each other each day, each season, each year, for the rest of your life. As long as there have been humans, we have searched for our place in the cosmos. Where are we and who are we? We find that we live on a planet orbiting a star that floats within an immense galaxy that is itself tucked into just a corner of the universe. A universe in which there are far, far more galaxies than there are people. For such small creatures as us, this vastness is bearable only through love. When we look out at the stars and the amazing intricacies of nature, when we wonder what it all means and why we matter, somehow the simple act of loving transcends all of it, and it gives us a place of belonging and a reason for being. So today we gather not only to recognize and celebrate Anthony and Caitlin's union, but to give witness to their intent to craft this love into an enduring relationship, one that will ultimately not only improve them as individuals, but hopefully will inspire all those with whom they interact. Often people feel that differences between two people who are about to marry might be an obstacle to their happiness. Caitlin and Anthony disagree, obviously. They believe that all marriages are mixed marriages, for all couples differ in some way, whether it be how they spend money, how they resolve conflicts, or even in their sleeping patterns. There's not one couple on earth that agrees on everything. Couples who come together from different religious, cultural, ethnic, or in this case, generational backgrounds acknowledge these differences immediately. They learn skills of negotiation to cope with these differences immediately. And through coping with them, they become enriched. Through their marriage in turn, they enrich others who can see firsthand the joy of diversity if it's celebrated rather than denied. Anthony and Caitlin know that this wedding is a celebration of a marriage that has already occurred in their hearts. A marriage that will grow not without challenge and adversity, but also with patience, love, and the belief that they have chosen wisely in choosing one another. They go forward knowing that diversity, which divides so many, can also be a blessing, can also enrich, can also mature one into wisdom. Caitlin, why don't you hand your bouquet off? And Andy, may I please have the rings? Thank you. As the ring is in the form of an endless circle, may these serve as an ever-present reminder of your lifelong pledge to one another. May they remind you that your love is rooted in the past that its health depends upon the present, and that its future is ever expanding. And on the finger and repeat after me. You are blood of my blood and bone of my bone. I give you my body that we might be one. My body that we might. Yes. I give you my spirit until our life shall be done. I give you my spirit until our life shall be done. With this blood ring, I do thee wed. You are blood of my blood and bone of my bone.
You are blood of my blood and bone of my bone.
I give you my body that we might be one.
I give you my body that we might be one.
I give you my spirit until our life shall be done.
I give you my spirit so our life shall be done.
With this blood ring, I do thee wed.
With this blood ring I do thee wed.
And we are now going to engage in a Celtic hand fasting. So, Andy, I'm going to need your assistance. Hopefully you knew about this. Okay. All right, so I want you to hold up this so I can read it while I'm on the other side of them. Okay? All right. Okay, Caitlin and Anthony, I bid you look into each other's eyes. Will you honor and respect one another and seek to never break that honor? Okay. Let's see how we do this. Hold your hands like this. Hold it there. Okay. Will you share each other's pain and seek to ease it?
We will.
Will you share each other's burdens so your spirits may grow in the healing? Will you share each other's laughter and look for the brightness in life and the positive in each other? And so the binding is made. A little extra. All right, thank you. Okay, Caitlin and Anthony. As your hands are bound together now, so your lives and spirits are joined in the union of love and trust. Above you are the stars, below you is the earth. Like the stars, your love should be a constant source of light, and like the earth, a firm foundation from which to grow. May these hands be blessed this day. May they always hold each other. May they always remain tender. May all who are present during this ancient, time-honored ritual realize that it and everything else in this ceremony has been based on love. For love is a mystery in which we live and breathe and have our being. It is an eternal truth which surrounds us to be touched and treasured and known of humankind. It is an abiding element which has no bounds of time, no limits to its generous outpouring, no fears to make it weak. It is our great adventure of faith, our lifelong giving and receiving of the unending blessings of life. May Caitlin and Anthony leave here today in a communion of ideal being and perfect grace. May their love reach the level of every day's most quiet need. By sun and candlelight, may they love freely, may they love purely, may they find strength to meet adversities, tolerance to meet the prejudices, and may they forever abide in reverence for the beauty, trust, and faithfulness within each other's heart. By the grace of God and the authority vested in me at the state of Georgia, I now pronounce you husband and wife and my kids. They leave it united as a couple. May I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Anthony and Caitlin Kelly.
The first day of my life, I swear I was born randomly. I went out in the rain, suddenly everything changed. There's sweating blankets on the beach. Yours is the first face that I saw.
Oh, thank you.